What's up? What's up? It's Cisco back with another Minecraft video. Last episode we left off, we were making some little kittens to help protect the base. I did mention that we were going to be going mining this episode. So I am gonna get all set up to do that. I hope you enjoyed last video. It was kind of more of an exploration-based video, which I like to explore, but sometimes I know that can get boring to watch. So let's make sure we do something fun today. I mentioned I was going to use my iron, and I was going to make some tools so that we can go into the mines and feel somewhat comfortable. If we're going to be going pretty deep, you usually want to have an iron pickaxe. With the iron pickaxe, you can mine different things. With stone, you can't mine diamonds. I'm pretty sure you can mine gold, but I mean, we come across diamonds, that's what we want to get. So I'm gonna be sure to craft me a diamond pickaxe. I am going to also spring for one of these guys right here. These are going to be like your savior in the mines. You can equip this in the shield slot up here. It makes it easy for you to deflect some arrows. As you see, I can hold both my sword and my shield. And if you look up in the top left corner, my character, whenever I crouch, he puts his shield out in front of him. So if you're fighting a skeleton that's shooting arrows, you can crouch like this and the arrows will bounce right off your shield. Your shield does have some durability though. We can look more at that whenever we're actually fighting mobs. But just like these tools down here, your shield will break. So keep in mind, you can't just deflect everything. You do have to kind of be wary of how much health it has. I know I have a stone sword, but I am going to craft an iron sword. It just makes it easier to kill mobs while I'm down there. I would normally spring for a piece of armor, but I think we'll be safe without that. Plus, I usually like doing a chest plate more anyway. I am gonna toss this up here. You are going to want a pretty good food source. I have some beef that isn't cooked, so I am gonna throw this into the furnace. I have a little bit of chicken, have some cod, or that's salmon. I'm gonna leave that there for now. If things get too hairy food wise, I can always just come back up and get some more food. But I think for now, with the 6 steak, the 9 bread, I don't even need this chicken. I'm gonna just toss it right back in there. I think I should be good. I'm gonna bring some of this iron with me because I want to get iron armor as soon as possible. That'll help me stay safe down there. And I am gonna bring this coal down. Well, I'll leave half of it up here just in case I do die. And this is not hardcore. If I was playing in a hardcore world, when I died, I would lose everything. So, given that this is not hardcore, I'll just spawn back at this bed and I can rush down to get my stuff. But let's just start heading down. Yeah, I have plenty of. Alright, so I am going to make sure to light up my way as I go down. I do this little trick. Oh, I did not mean to fall down already. I do this little trick where I put torches on the right hand side of the cave as I'm exploring. That makes it so that, when I'm on my way back, I just try to keep the torches on my left side, and I will find my way back relatively easy. But let's hop into the game here. Give me 1 second. I do need to connect my headphones. I was too eager to play today. Okay. So let's get started. This block right here, I don't think we've covered this in this world yet, but this is copper. So when you mine copper, you normally get more than one. Straight into the water. You normally get more than one of the actual. I hate mining in water. You get more than one of the actual copper ore. It's kind of sort of like coal in that sense, where you can get quite a bit if you use fortune. I'm just gonna collect some of this because I do want to cover some of the copper stuff in a later episode. I would normally skip it. I don't normally collect copper. It was at least kind of one of the lesser valuable ores, but ever since the copper golems and the copper blocks came out, it's been pretty useful. This thing goes deep. Wow, this is perfect. Okay, kind of scary, but we got this, yo. This is not the worst mine I've seen in my life. I like to make like a bit of a waterfall in mines like this so that I can use the water to swim back up to the top. I'm gonna collect this coal. That's gonna come in handy. Okay. So if you notice, the water is spilling over the edge, and down there it makes kind of like, yeah, there's that spot down there. It makes like a little bit of like a water trail. If you're feeling lucky, you're feeling adventurous, you can just drop down and land in that water. And I usually do that, so I am going to go down. And there you go. That's a pretty easy way to just go down really fast, but you do want to be careful. With these vibrant visuals, it's kind of hard to see the water, but I kind of know how the water works. This guy down here, this is a slime cube. This is one of the smaller ones. They normally spawn a lot bigger, and when you kill them, they break off into the smaller versions. When you kill them, you get slime balls. That's very useful. I feel like we might have seen slime balls earlier in this series, but that's where you normally get the slime balls from. Okay, so let's just light up this area. If we light this area up, it's less likely that mobs will spawn, and that'll be safer for us. But I'm just gonna throw a couple torches down. Let's throw some over here. Just want to be safe, so when we come down, we're not being bombarded by mobs. Alright, there's some coal up there. I'll leave that for now. I am going to make a couple more torches. Okay. Wow, see? So there's plenty of mobs. I don't know if you can see in the dark too well, but there's plenty of mobs down here. Whenever I run into spots like this, I usually like to run around. The mobs will keep coming after me, but I'll just run around and throw torches down. It's a lot easier to fight off all the mobs if you stop the spawns first. Please don't live. Then once you stop the spawns, you can start killing them off and they won't spawn back. Ooh, I did a cool dodge. So notice my health is going down low, and I'm not freaking out. I've done this plenty of times, so I'm used to getting smacked around a bit. But I do want to make sure I keep an eye on that, because if it goes down all the way, I will die and drop all of my items. And I don't really want to do that just yet in this series. If I died this early, I'd be kind of embarrassed. But we're doing pretty good. You can see this place already looks a lot more lit up. Let's snatch up that torch. Let's keep it going. So we can see a bunch of the different mobs in the game. I'm not sure if we've seen a witch yet, but I am definitely not going to be going near that one. I ran out of torches. The witches are kind of intense. They'll throw potions and stuff at you, and if you do damage to them, they'll even use health potions to heal themselves. So just be very wary of those. If they do throw a potion at you, it's usually a poison effect that you get. Um, the poison won't kill you. It'll just weaken you to half a heart. But then these guys will come swoop in and finish the job. So you do want to be wary of that. Um, let's see. I want to show you the shield mechanic with the skeleton. There's a guy in the shadows over here. So if I let this guy shoot at me, this where is your aim, man? So you see the arrow bounced off. I can aim it away so you can get a better visual of that. But you can use this to bounce arrows back at the guy that's shooting at you, which will do damage to him as you see there. And that's an easy way to kind of just whittle his health down for you to finish him off. This guy down here, I think I'm gonna just go for him. Boom. Alright. I'm gonna need some more torches. So I'm gonna come back to the safe spot and make a couple. He can keep coming after me, that's okay. So the shield will also deflect hits like that. It's pretty cool. If you're like freaking out, you can just pull up your shield and you should be, for the most part, safe for a second. But say you try to eat. When you eat, as you saw, the shield goes down and then you are vulnerable to incoming attacks. So I would probably throw up the shield until you can wall yourself in somewhere if you're really low health. We might end up seeing that here pretty soon. Hopefully not, but the shield is kind of a game changer when you're in the mines. I haven't had to use one yet because we haven't been across this many mobs. I don't know if you can see all those mobs. There's 3 creepers, 3 zombies, a skeleton, and a spider that I can see just right off the rip. You're not chasing? Okay. So, one cool thing about the mobs is they will despawn after you go away a certain amount of blocks. I think it's like 64 to 120. Um, I don't remember exactly, but that's one of the things that I like about lighting up the area. If you light up the area, you can just like walk away and then come back, and the mobs will be gone. So sometimes it's easier to think smarter than fight harder. You can just kill them with the game mechanics as opposed to actually fighting them. This is another one of those slime cubes. You can see this guy's bigger. When I kill him, he'll probably break up. Yep. These guys, the bigger they are, the more slime balls you get. And I like slime balls because they help with doing cool redstone stuff. Let me just finish this guy off. So I don't know if you can see those purple eyes over there. I'm not going to look directly at it because if that's an Enderman, and if you look directly at him, you will get attacked. He will unhinge his jaw and come at you. That guy teleports, so he's not too fun. But I will show you, once I get this area secure, I hope he sticks around, I will show you a pretty easy way that you can attack an Enderman. Their character models are slightly different from a actual Minecraft player, so you can dig out an area or give yourself a bit of a roof, and you can get rid of them very easily. They won't be able to hit you. Plus, they also don't like water, so if you can't find a good space to hide, a good space to take cover, you can usually just jump in water, and those guys will not follow you in. I'm gonna come up here and grab some coal, because I ran out of the coal that I had, and I don't want to go all the way to the top. I want to save that coal for some smelting later on. We're finding a lot of new blocks down here. A lot of these blocks I like to use in my builds, because they give like different this water, man. I get a break from water. They give off different visuals, which I like to use to my advantage. That mechanic I use, that is a mechanic that is in the vanilla version of the game, but you do have to go through your settings to set that up. I might go over that at a later date, but right now I'm just gonna focus on flying. This is a lot of coal. You'll usually find that water. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dig this little hole so that when I get rid of the water, it filters down. Just cap it off, make sure the water goes away, make sure that there's not a place for it to flow down. You just pop it down, it'll go right down there. Easy. Less to worry about. But I have a feeling that it's gonna come out this side anyway. Yep. That's okay. We will continue. Just make a couple. It's getting hard to see. I think it's turning night outside. Get some of these bad boys set up. Coal will usually spawn in big clumps like this. I think it's pretty rare that you'll see like smaller groups of free from the water. Yep. Yeah, coal is one of those fun ores that will spawn in big groups. That you Here you go, sir. Okay. Nice and safe. Nice and lit up. There's the witch over there. I think I am actually going to attack her just so that y'all can see how she fights. So she'll usually pull out like a potion. That's a health potion right there. She drank some, but she didn't pull out a poison potion to throw, which I'm gonna be real, I didn't want to risk that. That is pretty annoying, and then I gotta sit in a hole for a bit while I heal up or get rid of that potion effect. But you saw she pulled out a health potion, that glass bottle with red in it. That's the health potion. She was drinking that because I was knocking down her health and she was trying to get back up before I finished her off. But if you see a green bottle in her hand, yeah, that's the poison. That's what you want to stick away from. Boom. So, real quick, I want to look in my inventory, see all the different things I've gathered. So we saw the slime balls from the slime cubes. The skeletons will drop bones or arrows. The zombies will drop rotten flesh that you don't want to eat because you'll get the poison effect. And witches drop a variety of things. This is redstone dust. It's kind of like the electricity, I guess you could call it, of the Minecraft world. But witches drop redstone dust. They drop things like glowstone, which you can use to make a glowing block instead of a torch. They drop glass bottles. I think sometimes they even drop sticks. They drop a lot of things. And sometimes if you kill them with a health potion in their hand, they'll drop the health potion. So that's pretty cool. I want to cover this block right here. This is lapis. I say lapis lazuli. People say lapis lazuli. You can call it whatever you want because you're the one that's playing. But this often is thought to be diamonds. It is not. If it was, I would have secured it and mined it pretty quickly. But this will break into a bunch of these little blue powders. It's very useful in terms of enchanting, and you can even use it to make blue dye. So if you want to dye something blue, that's That's your go-to. You can also use flowers, but I think you find lapis a lot better down in the mines, especially when you get fortune. So I'm just gonna finish off, tap off my torches. You can hold up to 64 items, so I'm gonna stop at 61 because you make 4 torches with every torch you craft. I am, for the most part, fully loaded on torches. I'm gonna bring this down here. Redstone is technically an ore, so I'm gonna put it with my ores. I like to sort my stuff in this way. I haven't gotten any gunpowder from any creepers. That's kind of surprising, but that's okay. I don't need it at this stage. Before I walk away from that lapis, you do get a lot of XP from lapis. So if you need some XP to enchant, lapis is also one of your go tos. Um, Later in the game, when I start getting enchants, I'll show you. I usually like to have a fortune pickaxe as well as a silk touch pickaxe. This dude dripped out in some gold. Sorry, buddy. Um, with the silk touch, you wow, I got a gold chest plate. I'm gonna just toss that on because why not? Be looking fresh. I got a boat. Um, I like to have a Silk Touch pickaxe as well as a Fortune 3 pickaxe because with the Silk Touch, you, instead of getting like the ores broken up in the way that you've seen, you get the ore block itself, and then you can use that later with the Fortune pickaxe. It helps me get a better use out of my Fortune, but also save space. Oh man, these guys, they're jumpers. It helps you save space because you'll notice right here, this is iron. I'm going to mine this iron and it'll break off into, well, that was 1 iron. But with the copper, you got like 2 to, I think, 5 different raw copper. And the lapis, you get a lot. You get an obscene amount. Once we start mining redstone, you'll see redstone is the same way. So if I get the ore blocks instead of the actual raw ore, I can just bring the blocks home, make myself a nice area to place all those blocks, and then mine them with my fortune. Then I don't have to go back up to the surface, drop off my stacks of ores, and then come back down to mine more. I can just stay down here longer. But I don't have that yet, so I'm just gonna go the normal way. I don't know if you've noticed, there are a lot of ores down here. This is a very ore rich mine. This right here, I'll mine it for the VOD. This is gold. This is very similar to iron in the context that you usually get 1 piece from it, but if you had fortune, you'd get quite a bit more. So I'm gonna just mine this up. It's not too useful in terms of like making tools or armor because gold armor and tools they run out of durability very quickly. I do like using the gold to make like railroad tracks. I think the powered ones need gold. I use them for like golden apples, golden carrots, those kinds of things. But for now, it's kind of not too useful, but I'll pick it up anyway. I do like to grab it when I see it so that I don't have to run down here and grab it when I need. I'm gonna use this creeper to try to knock out some of these guys. Boom. You're dead. Whoa. You kind of gotta pay a bit closer attention to my health because my mic is kind of in the way of my health bar. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Wow, look, there's the redstone I was mentioning earlier. I am gonna get to a safer place because my hearts are low. And when you see right now, I'm at 2 hearts and my heart starts shaking. So that's kind of an indicator of, hey man, you really need to heal up. But that's okay. I'm not freaking out. I've had a lot of close encounters and I always come back. Worst case scenario, I drop, I pop, and I just run back down to pick up all my stuff. That's what I like about regular Minecraft. The stakes aren't as high. A lot of people like to do hardcore, but I mean, if I spend all this time making this beautiful world, why would I want it to get deleted if I just make a mistake? Plus, I am prone to falling from very high. I do like to build or explore, and I do go up pretty high. When you fall from super high, you can die pretty easily. So just keep that in mind if you're exploring right now. Okay, let me just make sure to light up this whole area. I think I am almost ready to start harvesting some of these materials. I haven't been grabbing much because I don't want a mob to sneak up behind me and ruin my day. But I do, man. I'm hungry for these ores. There is so much down here. I'm tempted to leave some because there's so much, and then I can come back when I have fortune or silk touch. But if I see coal, I'm definitely grabbing. I need as much coal as I can get, especially with the cave this big. See, I already ran out of torches. Uh, that's okay. Let's go back here. We'll just walk to this side of the mine, try to refresh everyone's spawns, make them go away. I do need some. There's a slime cube. Perfect. So the slime cubes, they will spawn regardless of the light, which I kind of like because I love getting slime. You can use that for redstone, like I said earlier, or you can even make a slime block, and those you can bounce. It's not really the most useful for regular Minecraft players, but if you're doing stuff like redstone, if you're making like an adventure map, you might want to do something like that. While I am over here, I do want to talk about this beautiful bit of block here. So this is deep slate. This is like stone, but the black version. If you look at my coordinates, so the the left coordinate is for the one axis. Then the third coordinate is for the opposite axis, but then the middle coordinate is for going up and down. So when you're going down, that coordinate will change to what level you're at. And right now, I'm at level 0. Before, the game used to only go down to this level, but in a cave update, they made it so that you can go into the negatives. And when you start getting pretty close to 0, you start to see this deep slate block. And this is a very pretty block to use when building. It's like the dark cobblestone. So as you notice with stone, when you mine stone, you get cobblestone. With deep slate, when you mine deep slate, you get cobbled deep slate. And this block just looks so. You can make different versions, like a polished deep slate bricks, and all that kind of stuff. Same as cobblestone. But I prefer to build with deep slate over cobblestone because it just looks so much easier. But using both will make your builds look really nice. So I'm just gonna start harvesting some of this iron. I mentioned I want to get iron armor as soon as possible. I want to mine that copper, but it's just not worth the inventory space right now. So I'm just gonna stick with iron, maybe some redstone, some gold, some iron here. If I find some lapis, I'll mine that too, just so that we can have that on deck whenever we pull up to the enchantment table. If you see a lot of iron near near like gold or lapis, I personally, in my experience, I feel like you can find diamonds pretty close by, but diamonds, they start spawning. I think it's negative 12 and lower. I have seen diamonds like out in the open. You see them a bit more frequently when you're in caves like this, but you can even go down to the level that you want and start strip mining. And that's where you just mine a 2 by 2 tall by 1 wide tunnel. And me and my brother, what we do is we try to make our strip mines so that we can see all of the area around us. It's you. I'll just show you. It's a lot easier to show you than to explain it. So say we were starting a strip mine here, I would start mining this block. Of course, what's up with the water in this world? Everywhere just pops water out. So you would mine this section right here. You would skip this block because you're going to see it when you're going down this way. And you would skip this block because you would then mine in the next block, water, of course, and you would see both sides of this. So that's how I usually make my strip mines, but I'll do that down at like Y level 12 or 15 and lower. Then you can find diamonds. I feel like they're not as easy in the caves, but you can find diamonds like that if you're really hungry. I know my brother, he's really good at strip mining. I'll look away for like 10 minutes. I come back and he's got like half a stack of diamonds. That dude is crazy with mining. But let's just keep gathering this iron. This is going to be clutch. How much we got? Wow, 33 already. I do think with 33 you can make a full set of armor, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to check what's in here. I know with one of the cave updates, they made it so that more things spawn in the cave. This, with the Viper visuals, you can the water does. Looks like I'm in space right now. My bubbles are going down, so I think I'll show you this cool trick. So if you crouch on the magma block, as you see, sometimes it's kind of wonky when you're underwater, but if you crouch on the magma block, you can get breath back. You can get your bubbles back. You see, when I'm not on the magma block, my bubbles will go away. When I am on the magma block, my bubbles will start to come back. That's because the magma blocks, they're cooling down. I'll show you if I come up to the top. If I come up to the top, this will just suck me straight down. You can use that for some elevators or for some mob protection, mob farm type things. But I like to use it when I'm mining because then I can stay. There's not anything too valuable in there. If I really need iron, I'm sure I can find it in there. But there's just so much iron in this cave. I'm okay with that. So the bigger slime cubes, they can attack you. You want to be careful with the big guys, but these smaller guys, it's like they're coming up to you to cut. They don't really do much, but they do drop a lot of slime. I will take that. Let me keep going with the. Oh wow, there's some coal up in the roof, and there's some iron there. So I do think I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and get that, but I'm gonna just get a bit more blocks so that I can build up there safely. So for 32. A lot of the times you will see ores spawning at the top of the cave. That's not too strange. You just do have to be careful because say there's a skeleton nearby, he will shoot you off of your tower. So let's start building up there. So I'm gonna jump and place right as I jump. Of course, I knew he was gonna come after me. Alright, so just jump in place, jump in place, jump in place, jump in place, jump in place. Pretty easy. Nothing too difficult or scary. While I am up here, I'm actually gonna make myself some more torches. Okay. Stack of 64 right there. Let's go. So I'm gonna place this torch. I'm gonna do that one too high. I'm gonna do a little bit of safety right here. So the cool thing about bedrock is, as you can see, I don't have to like look at where I'm placing the block. You do have to do that in Java, but in bedrock, if I'm like hanging over the edge and I'm looking down there and my cursor isn't gonna hit the bottom block that's below me, I can just place a block and it'll place it right down there. Bedrock, sometimes people don't like it, but that feature alone has saved me so much time and so much anxiety. When I played on Java and I was like going in the end where you can fall into the abyss and die, or even in situations like this, like it gets a bit anxiety inducing when you're just like hovering over the edge, placing a block, crouching. Sometimes your finger falls off the shift because you get tired and you'll just plummet. So I am grateful to have that feature in Bedrock. There's a lot of coal. This is what I like to see. I think when I go back down, I am going to make a furnace real quick and then cook up my iron. I think that should be good. Let's start heading back down. Realistically, if I wanted to, I can pour water down and I can just drop onto the water, but the water will get rid of all of these torches, and I don't want to do that. So, hey, back it up. I just thought I'd mine down. Okay, I was gonna agree for a second. I guess you want the attention now. These guys are real quick. Pretty easy, not scary. There, when you go to the Nether, there's a Nether version of these guys, and I hate those dudes. The magma cubes, dude, they will gang up on you and push you into lava. I swear, they're the mechanics of the game makes it so that they push you into the lava. I've died to that so many times. It's not even funny. I'm gonna just toss all of this in. I'm gonna toss about half a stack. Kind of sort my inventory. I've gotten a couple more blocks since I last did. I got a spider eye. I'm sure you can guess where I get that from. Then I got flint. You get flint on occasion when you're mining gravel. Instead of getting the actual block of gravel, you'll get that flint block. Well, less like a block. But you can use that to make flint and steel. I don't know if you've seen the Minecraft movie, but that you use to light up the nether portal. Just gathering some redstone. This is like a super ore rich cave. I love it. My pickaxe just broke. It's not the end of the world though. We have gathered so much iron. I usually like to shoot for 3 iron ore gathered with 1 iron pickaxe. That just makes me feel like anything past that, I'm getting a return on my investment. I do accounting work in the real world, so my brain just kind of thinks that way. But I should be good to go. Let's see. I'm gonna let these cook up a bit. I did get enough to make a chest plate. My gold chest plate isn't broken, so I'm just gonna make some iron leggings. That'll add to my armor. If you look above my hearts, I have 5 chest plates. That just shows like the level of armor that I have. The better your armor is, the more it goes up, and then you'll take less damage. But once you get enchantments like protection, fire protection, projectile protection, those kinds of things, you don't really pay attention to those. In my opinion, I don't pay attention to those at all. I just wanted to explain it to you guys, to you newcomers, so that you knew what was going on. When you have like leather armor, gold armor, that stuff kind of is more important to pay attention. Right, just throw some more torches. Dude, I love this area. It'd be so cool if we could make like a base or some type of building down. I know I run past the mobs a lot. You guys might not like that, but that's just how I learned to play. You can hear him missing all of his arrow shots. I'm just too quick. Call me Neo. But let's just finish up with lighting up this area, and I'm gonna start collecting all of these very valuable ores. I think after I finish mining up most of the ores in this area, I am gonna call it quits for this episode. This was just like an introductory episode to mining. My next episode, I do think I'm just gonna continue mining, but I'm gonna try to see if this opens up to any mine shafts before I that way I can show you what's going on. So there's spots like this where the cave will open up even more. There's a whole new section for me to mine. I mean, look at everything I got from this section. Imagine how much I'll get if I stay down here mining. I think, yeah, what I'll do is that area is open. So what I'll do I'll finish up this section. I'll call it quits, and in between this episode and next episode, I will go get some food. So our next mining session, we will be golden on food. Just finish off, guys. I like the slime cubes. Now I'm getting too many. Slime. Right. I love the iron though. I never have to. That's why later on in the game I'll show you how to make an iron farm. Sounds kind of crazy, especially if you're a newcomer, but once you start to play Minecraft, you begin to understand the mechanics of the game, and in my opinion, you become less human, you become less moral. You start to do things that if you showed people your Minecraft world, they would question your sanity. But that's okay. I got the people around me who know I'm not crazy. They know I just like this. So much iron. I love to see the iron. Keep it lit up, lit up. There's some gold there. Do some of the shield mechanic again. Pop. Boom. Get wrecked. I like this block that's around this iron vein. This, I believe it's diorite. Yeah, diorite. It looks really nice when polished, and you can make stairs. I'm not sure you can make walls. I think I'll have to double check that in another episode. But you can make some pretty nice looking blocks. They look good with birch, or even as a contrast to the dark deep slate blocks. I love building in this game. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'm not big on the mining. As you can see, you just do a lot of fighting. I like to build. I like to create things, not destroy things. Sometimes you gotta crack a little eggs to make some omelets. There's so much iron in this place. I love it. I love it. Let's get back to our furnace. I wanna make the full set of iron armor before I finish off this episode. So much iron. So much iron. Love to see it. This means that I'll be able to make things with hoppers pretty soon. We'll show you what the hoppers do. But I am glad we get to see this guy. This is a glow squid. And I know you might not be happy that I'm killing him. But you get glow ink from glow squid. And as you see, there's an item frame in the top right corner that came down. But it's a glowing item frame. So it gives off light. And I like to use the glow squid ink more so whenever I make signs. You can actually dye the ink on the signs different colors, and if you throw a glow squid ink on top of that, then it glows on the sign. We'll have to do that once we start building our beautiful starter base. But for now, let's just collect. Alright, I'm gonna light this up. Oh my, this goes so deep. Such a beautiful mine, but it is also filled with crazy mobs. Oh, and there's a little baby zombie. Those guys are so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to take them all one by one. Alright, the spider's gone. This guy. Let's get you. Let's get you. Sometimes those guys, they'll literally climb on top of the adult zombies, and then when you kill the adult zombies, the baby will fall to the ground and start fighting too. It's like they're they're tagging each other in. But the baby zombies are so annoying. They're super fast. Like, why are you that fast, man? You got all that energy because you're a kid? Let's finish these guys off. Boom, boom, boom. I am gonna try to get my keyboard and everything set up, my mouse and keyboard, because you'll see the huge difference whenever I play on mouse and keyboard. It just feels like so much smoother. I can actually move around as opposed to being restricted to the capabilities of a control. Am I getting shot? Oh, you're from the top. Oh, I see. I think it would be kind of funny if I drop this. Just to be safe, I'm gonna go one more. If I need to go two more. All right, let's see how much health. Where'd he go? Man, this guy knows what I'm doing. Yep, see, there he is. Can I get him to come out to me? Boom, boom. You gonna come visit me? I just want to talk. I just want to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I guess not. I'm gonna come after him because I really don't want this guy shooting at me. Come here. I also want to light this up since they're spawning up here. Whoa, force. Water behind the gravel. Water everywhere. Water for days. We are not thirsty. We stay hydrated in this world. Let's see if I can knock off these. Yep. Boom. Boom. Okay. Let's go back to our furnace. This guy. I don't waste my coal this early in the game. Okay. Should be good. I know there's a bit of iron and a bit of redstone. I'm gonna just go straight for my furnace for now because this video is getting a bit long. Not that you don't enjoy it. I'm sure you're liking the action, but I want to make myself some armor. So with my bundle, I'm gonna start to scoop up some of the things in my inventory that I want to keep, but I don't want to take so much space. So let me just throw all those pop drops in there. I'm gonna toss out my bow, the extra bow. I'm gonna organize this. I don't really want flint right now. If I need it, there's plenty of gravel around here. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, there we go. So let's get fully kitted out. I know I've got the leggings already, so let's make a helmet, some boots, and a chest plate. Now, yes, I do have this fire protection chest plate, but it is not my intention to be fighting any fire soon. So I am just going to swap that out like so. As you can see in my top left corner, I am fully kitted out in my iron armor. And you see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half chest plates above my heart. So I am pretty protected. I'm sure I will still get low because the mines are a dangerous place. You can get jumped by so many mobs so fast. But this is a lot better than walking around with a gold chest plate and or no armor. But I think this is where I'm going to leave this episode. I will continue and I will go get some food, but I will come back and we will go on to the deeper parts of the mine. But for now, I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment anything you want to see. If you had any questions, please feel free to put those in the comments and I will do my best to follow up with you. But I will see y'all in my next episode. Thank you. Take care.